Squeezit was more than just a drink. It was a trailblazer in the world of fruit-flavored beverages. When it burst onto the scene in 1985, no other fruit drink had dared come packaged in a squeezable bottle. The audacious creation was the brainchild of Minneapolis-based food giant General Mills, and it made its debut in a strange location, Colorado, a state brimming with wide-eyed youngsters who General Mills thought were craving a sugary snack. Denver became the testing ground for Squeezits in June of 1987. The city's children swiftly embraced the squeeze and drink craze, laying the foundation for its expansion. By early 1988, the Pacific Northwest welcomed these quirky bottles of joy as well, while the rest of the West Coast had to wait until spring to partake in the sugary sensation. General Mills found itself grappling with the question of whether it could produce enough to quench the ever-growing thirst of the nation, though. Despite their fruity moniker, Squeezits contained a mere 10% fruit juice, with the rest being a pure combination of sugar. One bottle alone could overwhelm you with over 100% of your daily value of sugar intake. Nutritionists, including certified nutritionist Sally Cohen, advise swapping the sugar-laden delight for healthier options, like real fruit juice, milk, chocolate milk, or really anything that had less than your daily value of sugar. Consumers started to take notice of the absurd sugar content, so changes had to be made by General Mills. In 1993, after nearly a decade of sugary reign, Squeezit unveiled a healthier offshoot, Squeezit 100. Made from 100% fruit concentrate, the new creation promised a slightly less sugary experience. Priced at $2.79, these larger 6.75-ounce bottles offered flavors like Acrobat Apple and Pilot Punch. But we can't talk about Squeezit without mentioning the General Mills plant in California. This plant not only birthed Squeezit, but also breakfast favorites like Cheerios, Lucky Charms, and Wheaties. Alas, the lifespan of these tiny bottles proved far shorter than the famous cereals. In 1995, the section of the plant responsible for Squeezit shut down, leaving 40 souls jobless. It would then take 2 more decades for the entire plant to close its doors in 2015. But the tale of Squeezits doesn't end there. In a move that stunned kids and parents alike, Squeezit bottles were not destined for a life in the recycling bin. They transformed into pint-sized water guns, unleashing watery chaos in the living rooms and backyards across the nation. A Reddit post revealed a chorus of confessions from those who couldn't resist using the tiny bottles as water weapons. These small wonders, each harboring 6.5 ounces of liquid, sported a twist-off resealable top. Their price tag of $1.79 to $1.99 for a pack of 6 was enticing, but who had time for measured sips and sealing them for later? For most kids, it was the immediate transformation into a water pistol that was the next logical step. And General Mills was smart enough to notice that Squeezits were not just about the beverage. It was the bottle that seemed just as much as a star as the sugary contents. Squeezit bottles were more than mere containers. They were a tactile marvel. When first introduced, they were the only juice available in a Squeezit bottle. They were unbreakable and could be frozen and thawed at will. Over the years, they transformed into smaller versions that could slip conveniently into lunch boxes as well. And by 1992, they sported character labels, granting each flavor a delightful face. Whether you favored Smarty Arty Orange or Silly Billy Strawberry, the character bottles had something for everyone. Not all of these anthropomorphic bottles wore smiles. Some of them, like Grumpy Grape, wore a distinct scowl. However, as the years rolled on, the grape flavor underwent a transformation, emerging as a far cheerier galloping grape. Personally, I resonate more with Grumpy Grape. I've never been much of a galloper myself, but one huge collaboration for Squeezits came in 1995 with the iconic brand of Lifesavers, those hold candies with a history dating back to 1912. They decided to reinvent themselves by offering beloved flavors in Squeezit bottles. The flavors included watermelon, blue raspberry, and tropical fruit, and they made the switch from the solid candy that people liked to a liquid delight, further cementing Squeezit's place in the hearts of children around the country. General Mills, ever the innovator, decided to add a dash of magic to Squeezits in 1996. This is where color-changing Squeezits would enter the picture. Packaged in clear bottles with small capsules that transform the juice's hue with a simple dunk, for many children this became their favorite variety, and the best part was that you never quite knew what color your drink would become. It was like a surprise with every squeeze. Holding one of these bottles turned you into the most popular kid at school, but some couldn't resist the allure of the color-changing capsules and they would eat them. They soon discovered that these pills weren't meant to be devoured like candy. It was a lesson learned the hard way, and eventually it would phase out these color-changing drinks. But continuing the theme of innovation, in 1997 the company came up with a rather unique idea of including 2 black bottles with no labels in an otherwise normal-looking 6-pack carton of Squeezits. By doing so, kids had to channel their inner detective to identify the black bottle mystery flavor. According to General Mills, the cartoon also came with clues to help kids decode the mystery, but the drink's declining popularity was no mystery at all. But in 2001, the year Squeezit was meant to celebrate its Sweet 16, General Mills made a startling announcement. The era of squeezable characters like Grumpy Grape and Smarty Arty Orange was coming to a close. Although the introduction of these characters had given the brand a boost, sales eventually dipped by over 16%. And while the characters were still fun and whimsical, the bottle format made them less than ideal for fitting into kids' lunchboxes. The juice's decline might be attributed to a variety of factors, though. Whether it was the characters or the stiff competition from new beverages like Kool-Aid Burst or Mondo Squeezers, the verdict was clear. The era of Squeezits was winding down. Today, a multitude of drink options grace the shelves, but for millennials, Squeezit remains irreplaceable. A glimpse of an old Squeezit commercial has the power to transport them to Saturday mornings of their youth. For example, a petition to bring back Squeezits garnered over 6,000 signatures, a testament to the enduring love for the iconic beverage among millennials. And in 2006, Squeezit made a fleeting return, only to vanish again less than a year later. Fans on Reddit continue to share memories and express their longing for its return. But despite the pleas and nostalgia, General Mills remains steadfast. Squeezit is a cherished relic of the past, a memory of days gone by. Thus the tale of Squeezit, with its twists and turns, concludes with a polite but resolute, "Sorry fans, we aren't bringing it back." And that's the history of Squeezit. I hope you learned a few things and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, liking and commenting on the video goes a really long way and I really appreciate it. Thanks a bunch and I'll catch you in the next one.